drink my water. We ready?
Hey, that's it. That's right. Well, this is gonna be the thrill of Manila today. It's gonna be the rumble in the jungle today. That's it. You're gonna get it how you live. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome to another Saturday. Welcome to another Mindset Saturday. Glad to see you all. Glad to have you all. And we're here, right, to learn how to think in order to live well, to remember who we are, right? So it is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right, I'm coming out the gate today because I'm not playing around. All right, so according to all right. Can everyone see that? Well, for some of you who can't, and some of you are driving, let me read it to you. According to your faith, be it unto you. According to your faith, be it unto you. What does that mean to anyone? What do people think that means? Keyword think that means.
To me, it means if you believe it, you can have it.
Okay.
But you gotta believe it.
Okay. All right. Belief. Okay. Yes. Cisco.
It sounds like it's biblical, and it reminds me of faith is the substance of things hoped for and evidence of things not seen.
Yes.
So I understand what faith is. Faith is belief in something that has not happened yet.
Okay. So then what? So, okay, perfect. So then what is faith?
Faith is the belief in something that hasn't happened yet.
Okay. So then what are you believing in?
For me personally, I'm believing in wealth and abundance.
Okay, no, but what is a belief?
A belief is,
if you said it's something that you can't see, it's based on something. So then what is a belief?
A belief,
the word, according to your faith, right? This is for all of us. I'm talking to him right now, but I'm talking to all of us. Faith. We said faith is a belief. We said faith is a belief.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then what is a belief?
A belief is a mindset.
Okay. A belief is a mindset.
A belief is a thought.
Okay. A belief is a thought. A belief is a thought. A belief is a thought that you have thought long enough, repeated long enough for it to become a part of you. A belief. Yes. Okay. So then, so belief is a thought. Okay. In this context, what is a thought?
A thought is the most original substance of the mind. It's something.
Okay.
It's it's your subconscious expression.
Okay. But in order for your subconscious to express, your consciousness has to impress an idea with it.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. Okay. So then what then is a belief? Okay. So we got from faith to belief to thought. So then a thought is something we think. So then something we think is a what?
Idea.
Idea. Okay. It is. So it's a thought. It's an idea. Yes. Something we think. We're thinking a thought or an idea. Okay. What is the mechanism? What is the mechanism? What is the trigger? That's the bullet. What's the trigger?
Image.
A desire. And then say it again. On the call, who said that? Image. Okay. Yes. Also, all of those things are creative, but what's the mechanism now that gets it going, that gets these things going? I want you to understand what faith actually is, because then I must put another one up, because I've talked to a couple of you this morning, and I have to put something else up for you to understand why I said to you the things I said to you. Faith. Faith, belief, thought, image, idea. Yeah. Okay. But okay, you have that now. Now what?
You have to act.
Okay, so what is another word for act?
To do.
Okay, what's another word for doing? That's physical. What's another word? What's the mental word of doing? What's the mental being? Okay, and to be something is a
thought.
Is a
manifestation.
Is thought, belief? No, we're right. No, it is a decision.
Desire.
Okay.
It's a decision. It's a decision. right? Okay, when you're going, I always use this example. When you're going down the grocery store and you see an aisle full of chips, those are all ideas. They're all possibilities. They're all things that you can choose any one of, right? But so then, which one of those become a part of your world?
You have to decide.
The one you select.
The one you select. So that selection is a decision.
Choice.
Decision.
It's
Yes,
a choice. It's a
decision.
decision. What I'm trying to get you to understand, according to your faith, according to your decision, what are you deciding? I'm trying to take when I say, I'm trying to take the emotion out of things. When we say feeling, that is not the same thing as feelings. We are attaching emotion to things. Have you ever seen somebody walking out of a grocery store picking some chips and they start crying?
No.
Oh, Doritos. And they're rolling on the ground with it. And you're like, man, what is wrong? I'm like, clean up on aisle 12. Right? Somebody's insane. Somebody come get this dude. Right? It's not emotional. You can have an emotion about it. Ooh, I really love these chips. I'm gonna get them, but I don't know why she likes these chips. You can have emotion about it, but with or without the emotion, or irregardless of what your emotion is, it is still a
Decision.
Decision.
Faith is a decision. It is not emotional. It's a decision. It's something you decide is or is going to be, has or is going to be. It is something you say, this is my choice. I am deciding this. I don't care if I'm happy about it today, if I'm unhappy about it tomorrow. I don't care if I'm this or I'm that. When you call someone faithful, right? What are you saying about them?
You can depend on them.
Do you think you can depend on them because they felt the same way every day?
As action.
Right, but I'm saying, do you think their dependency, your ability to depend on them, do you think that was because they were in the same emotional state every day?
No.
No. Are you?
No.
So what makes you think they are? None of us are. We all have emotions. We all wake up some days and be like, oh God, what is going on? Right? Some days we just wake up and we're like, oh, I can't wait to get back in the bed already. I just open my eyes and can't wait to close them. I'm not even out the bed and can't wait to get back. We're not always in the same emotional state, but you still go to work. You still parent. You still do, because those things are decisions. They're not emotional. You don't emotionalize them to decide whether to do. What I'm saying is your faith is not emotional. You can add emotion to it or not. You can have food with no seasoning on it. It's still food. It may not taste the same, but it'll still do the same thing nutritionally. Right? It just won't taste the same. So it's good to have a good emotion about something you quote unquote have to do. It makes it harder if you have a negative emotion that you quote unquote have to do. But at the end of the day, if you have to do it, it is a decision. You have to do it. So you decide this is what it is. Your faith is a decision. And I'm saying that to say it is a feeling. It's a decision. It means, I'm going to get into it. It's a decision. It's not emotional. It's not because I feel good. It's not because I'm happy. It's not because the sun is out. It's not because the birds are chirping. It's not because I am Cisco, the six-figure dude, because that's what I said I am. I'm somebody else because it rained. I'm somebody else because there's climate change. I'm somebody else because the grocery store has a line. If I'm changing my identity based on every external variant or variance, then what am I really? I'm something that you would tell somebody to go to a therapist for. That's what I am now. That's what we are in our selective states. We are emotionalizing our selection. We're crying over this bag of chips. We look insane in the grocery store. You look just as insane to the law of mind. And a double-minded mind, a double-minded man,
Unstable is unstable in all his ways.
And then what do you get? What do you get? What does it say at the end?
Isn't it confusion or
It's
something?
unstable.
Nothing.
Instability. Yeah.
Nothing. Due to your instability, you get nothing. Not due to you being black, not due to you being a woman, not due to you being a Republican or a Democrat. Due to your own instability, you get nothing. One day your Cisco is a six-figure dude. The next day the economy is bad, and maybe we're going to have to put it off till next week. You're this or you're that, and there's a blessing and a curse. You're this or you're that, and well, money don't grow on trees. You're unstable, and you're going to get nothing. That's why you got nothing. And whatever area or way you're thinking that. You have to have a stable mind, you made a decision. That's why I say it's a decision. The reason you're unstable is because you're emotionalizing it. You're not making a decision. You have an emotion that you're running off of. But just like all cars, you fill it up the tank. Look at that tank 3 or 4 days later after you didn't run on it. Right? It's half or a quarter after 3 days. Now you're like, well, Cisco, how you doing, man? Well, oh, now after this class, dude's on fire. Talk to him Tuesday afternoon. He like, oh man, nobody's called me. I don't really know. Man, you know, they told me that it's going to be an economy, the recession's coming. And they said, I think it's, yeah, because we've emotionalized. Oh, we're out of here. We're go. Yeah, won't he do it? Yes, he will. Won't he do it? Yes, he will. Everything is emotional. Everything has got into a whole Coming to America skit. We're emotionalizing things that should be a decision. Your faith, right? Your faith is a decision. That's what I'm trying to impress upon you. And I'm saying where we're going off, where we're sinning, where we're missing the mark, where our error is that we're emotionalizing a decision. And when it's actually a decision, it's not emotional. You can add emotion to it or not, but whether you do or not, it's a decision. I suggest that until you mastered it, keep your emotions out of it. Decide. Okay, if you decide, if I'm a parent, most of us are parents on here. I mean, come on, let's keep it real. Sometimes you look at your kids and be like, oh God, if I can get away with it. Or, oh my God, you're gonna have to buy your own groceries soon. You're gonna have to buy your own groceries because you didn't ate up these Pop-Tarts too quick. This juice, I just bought it 2 minutes ago. And now, how did you drink half a gallon in 2 minutes? How did you do that? Is that like, right? Your kids seem like superheroes in the kitchen. Boy, you like, what is going on here? I didn't even know you know how to cook. Where'd the bacon go? And they just walk by licking their lip. I don't know. Right? You're like, what is going on? But so my point is that if you want to have a stable performance, you need to base it on a decision, not your emotion. Faith is a decision. Because why? Faith is an assumption, right? And what is an assumption? It is a belief without proof. So you're deciding because you'll never get the proof until after the decision. Right? Signs follow. They don't precede. They follow. They come as a result. Your invention comes as a result of the inventor, not before the inventor. That's why the inventor gets the credit. Right? Faith, according to your decision, to the stable choice that you make. I am this, whether it's hot, cold, windy, rainy, the economy is good, COVID's out, swine flu, bird flu, the economy is bad, depression, recession, segregation, racism, sexism. I have decided whatever I have decided to be, I will be. Whatever I have decided to be, I will be. I will be it unto you. I will be. That's what this means. It means decision. It does not mean emotion. Stop emotionalizing decisions. That's why you make poor ones or you don't stick with them. Because you've emotionalized them. You come out of these sermons, these seminars, these services, these conferences, and you hired in a satellite. Boy, you could walk on the cloud. You could handstand on one. 2 or 3 days later, boy, it's AAA. You were pulled over on the side of the road. You out of gas. You done blew a gasket. Your engine block broke. You got flat tires. Your car is dang near on fire. Right? Because you ran out. You ran out of emotion. You ran out of gas. You ran out. Right? It's a decision. According to your decision, be it unto you. You can make any decision to be or do or have anything. And whatever you decide, that's what you're getting. Right? Now, let me go back into when I was talking to a couple of you this morning, I was talking to Michelle and Cisco. This is what you guys told me. This is what you said. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. What does that mean?
So whatever is happening on the inside of you will be reflected by the words that you speak.
That's
So if I'm a person that lives an angry life, I'm always going to speak negative things.
okay. That's pretty good. Yes, that's pretty good. Okay. Anybody else? Who else? What does that mean? Okay, there's a key word in here. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. There's a key word in here. Just like in last one we put up on the board, the key word is faith. What is the key word in this sentence? Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks.
Abundance.
Okay.
Heart.
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 Heart. Heart is the key word in this sentence. What does heart mean? Just like we said, what does faith mean? What does heart mean?
Your heart is your subconscious.
That is correct. So how does your subconscious have something to speak? How does it get something?
It's impressed upon by your conscious.
Things around.
Okay, it's impressed upon by your consciousness, by your conscious.
Mhm.
What is your
It's
conscious? What does your conscious impress upon the subconscious?
Whatever you think.
Whatever
things that you've seen, things that you've heard.
Okay, you see things, you see, you think, you hear a lot of things.
Mhm.
So what?
What you
believe?
What you believe. You see a whole bunch of people. Do you know them all?
Mm-mm.
No. Right? So the only people that really have an effect on your life are who?
The ones you allow?
And the ones you allow are only the ones that you can really, the ones that you have some kind of contact with generally. Right? The ones that you hug, the ones that you hold. When you walk by 1,000 strangers a day. You drive by 1,000 strangers a day. They don't have any effect in your life. You don't even remember them. If I asked you what the person who walked by you at 2:00 yesterday was wearing, you wouldn't even know who I was talking about. Right? Because they don't have any role in your life. They don't have any say.
Right.
Only the people that you take from a stranger to a friend or even an enemy, but somebody where you have more of a prolonged interaction.
Yes, sir.
So the thoughts and the feeling, not the feelings, not the emotion, the feeling, whatever you're aware of being, whatever you now become aware of being, and you continuously feel yourself to be that thing, that is feeling, not feelings, not emotions, feeling, your awareness of being. Whatever you are thinking consistently, whatever you're feeling yourself to be consistently becomes belief. That belief then goes to your subconscious mind and says, oh, a thought in the subconscious is like, it's almost like a stain going on some clothes. The longer you leave it in there, the more it becomes a part of the fabric. If you don't want to be in there, you better wipe it off quick. And you better know what to wipe it off with. Because otherwise, all you do is dig it in, right? All you do is make it worse, right? So your subconscious mind, right, is impressed by your conscious mind. It means it will take every thought, feeling, and belief that you have when it gets to the point where it's like, oh, okay, he or she or they or it really believes this thing. Okay, now let's produce that in their world. Let's go out and, okay, where's the physical reflection of that? Here you go. It's added unto you. It's drawn unto you. If I be lifted up, I draw all men unto me. I draw all physical things unto me, unto the I am, unto what I'm aware of being. I draw my physical counterpart. So the heart is your subconscious mind. It does not create anything. It only expresses the idea you've given it, the belief that you've given it. And it only gets to your subconscious mind when you feel yourself to be something. When you feel yourself to be scared, can't you feel that in your body? Right? When you're terrified or when you're even super excited. Well, that thought creates a chemical in your body. And that chemical in your body is what your subconscious uses to say, here you go. Here's a thing. I'm here. What does it say? I'm gonna stop crying, or I'm gonna give you something to cry about. Right? It's kind of like that. Whatever you give the subconscious mind, it gives you something with it. It gives you something back. Right? So out of the abundance of your subconscious, out of the abundance of the belief now of what has sunk in to your experience, the mouth speaks. So Cisco, when you said, oh, I am 6 or maybe 7, or you can call, why should I call you anything? You want to live what I call you? You know what? I think $1 is good for you a year. Just be grateful. Practice gratitude. All of you guys come to me with half of that old craziness and don't even know what gratitude is or means, but you just find, as the great philosopher Leslie has said several times, you have just found a way to to rationalize and numb yourself to getting or having something you really don't want. You're just gonna find a way to make it work, right? But just because you make a whole bunch of stuff work, that don't make it gumbo. Just because you throw a whole bunch of stuff together, don't make it like something everybody want to eat. Right? You throwing your misery together with a little bit of fatigue and a little bit of drama, a little bit of stress, a little bit of anxiety. Don't make it some kind of meal or cocktail people are interested in. Right? Gratitude is not, it's like gratitude is like sorry. It doesn't cover everything. There's some things you just got to fix or not do. There's some things you just shouldn't be involved in or shouldn't be thinking or shouldn't be saying. It's not a get out of jail free card. It's not something you can just say like, oh, I'm broke, but I'm grateful. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Why would I be grateful about being broke? What are you talking about? Doesn't mean I got to be angry and walk around and have road rage, but I don't want to stay here either. So I'm gonna choose a different choice. And gratitude is not going to be the first one. Right? So, but we're just throwing words around to try to cover up a whole bunch of stinking thinking, as they say. Right? But out of the abundance of the heart, I know what you're saying. The word isn't really what you're saying. I know what you mean by what you say in the context of what you say it. If you said it with your chest, or you said it with your elbow, or you said it with your eyelid, I know if you meant it. Right? The problem is you don't know what you mean. You know what you're saying, and you get in all these calls and all these groups and all these chats and everything else and all these seminars, and boy, they got you saying all kind of stuff and all they got you is emotional. You're still ignorant. You're still unaware of what you really mean, of what you really think. I can listen to somebody's XYZ statement. I'd be like, that's cap. That is cap. That is the size of a sombrero. You could dance around it, lean on it. You could probably sleep on what you're talking about, that hat is so big. I mean, you just need to knock it all the way off. Just knock it off, right? Because you're just saying something someone told you. You're just saying what sounds good. You're saying what the whole group is saying. It just sounds like an MLM scheme. Like everybody got these chants like on Wolf of Wall Street, and everybody's chanting before they start getting on the phones calling. And everybody, yeah, that's what everybody's doing. Everybody then got themselves into, people got basically a whole bunch of fancy cults and a whole bunch of fancy organizations and religions and traditions and customs. And the only one winning is the person at the top, taking everything from you. And you got nothing. Nothing, right? So I listen to every word you say, and you need to start doing it. I say, do they really mean that? Not a judgment or criticism, but how did they say it? What did it look like when they said it? Hey, no, I'm doing all right. I'm doing man, everything's all right. Yeah, it don't look like it. It don't sound like it. Like what are you talking about? Right? So it's not just the words. This is not Shakespeare camp. This is not the great debaters. This is not poetry camp. We're not here talking about semantics or talking about grammar. We're talking about what do you mean by what you say? What do you mean by what you say? What is your heart actually saying? What is the belief you're actually holding? Because you can see a separation between what you're saying and who you are. We will call that lying. Doesn't mean it's always malicious, but it's still not true. It ain't true. Look around when you're saying what you're saying. Does it look true? Is it looking true? Is it changing from what it was to something else now? Is it? Otherwise, what you're saying, you just saying. And we've all known liars in our life. How long we keep listening? We used to I had a homie back in the day. We used to call him Stories. And he lied over everything. He lied over. If you asked him what he had for breakfast, he lied. If you ask him what he had for, you know how in high school you walk in a certain way, and after a while you get used to walking with certain people. So you walk in, you're like, man, what's up, man? And you're like, hey man, what you have for breakfast today? He'd make up something. You'd be like, what?
Stories.
He just lied about anything. Literally anything. You could be eating lunch with him. Somebody else walking to say, what'd you have for lunch? He didn't have a lunch that you obviously didn't see. And you at the same table he was at. You in high school, there ain't nowhere else to go. You at the same tables. What you doing? And he didn't have some kind of Vegas buffet, and you in California, and you thinking, I felt like Cat Williams, like, what? What are you talking about? Where did you get that from? Right? But that was just his thing. Stories. That's what we called it. Because that's just what he was, right? So half of you guys are telling me stories. But I'm not mad at you. My intention is to draw your attention to it. To be like, oh, okay. I'm not judging you or condemning you. I ain't criticizing you. I want the best for you, which means whatever you want for you. It's not what I think you can be or what I think you can do. I don't care what you want. I just want you to have it. But not with that. You know, not that XYZ statement is ABC. That ain't XYZ. That is something else. That is BBD. It's poison. How about that? That's right. And you driving me out of my mind with this old ridiculousness. I know it. That's right. The East Coast family. That's right. All them too. Everybody. That's right. See, you guys got me almost. See, I didn't throw the marker yet because it's too early.
The blue one.
Don't tell me what to do.
That was coming out.
Okay. Right? So, right? So I want everybody to understand that this is what happened. You were telling me. I'm listening to this. According to your faith, be it unto you. So now I ask you a question. According to your faith, be it unto you. Then you give me this. You give me what's in the abundance of your heart. And then I match up the two. And I'm like, no. Sounded good. They told you that? Man, that sounded really nice. But that really ain't what you on. That ain't really the time you on. That ain't really what you saying here. Right? So that's what we're talking about. Right? I want us to understand that there is a difference between the two. And I want us to be more clear about making sure we're on that difference. Right? Okay. All right. So now that you understand faith is a decision, this is a perfect dovetail into it. The question now is, who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? I swear to God, I can't tell most of the time. Because, okay, let's just say what I said was true. I can't tell most of the time. Why do you think that is? Let's just assume what I'm saying is true. Doesn't make it true. But who do you want to be? What part of this word, what word in this sentence makes me say, I swear I can't tell half the time, most of the time, 90% of the time, I can't tell. What word, who do you want to be? What word in this sentence is that? That makes me say that.
Want.
B.
Hmm?
Monique put
I
one.
said.
Devania said who?
I said B.
You?
See?
Want.
Yeah. So now, who said that? DeShonda? You. You.
That was my first choice.
Winner.
You. Did you say it? Did you say that?
You, yes, you.
Yes. Natasha, did you say that? You said it was your first choice. Did you say that?
No, it wasn't my
Well,
first
then
choice.
guess what? Guess what?
I got an F. I got you. Take his markers, Vero.
You can't copy off my paper. She's copying. I told the teacher on it, and I'm snitching. Now, right? You. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? People say, oh, I can't stop doing that. Do you want to be that? No. Well, then who do you want to be? Well, I don't know if I can really do that. Well, who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? If you don't know who you are the person that's going to be something. Who do you want that to be? Why does everybody else tell you what you want to be? Why does everybody get to tell you what you can be? You don't know what you want to be. That's why you can't be it. That's why your XYZ statement sounds crazy. That's why what you say about your business or yourself or your health or your life sounds insane. Because I can tell that's not who you are. That's not in judgment or criticism. It's just an observational, objective fact. Because you don't know. If I ask you two questions, none of the answers you give me have anything to do with what you just said. Like you've heard this thing and everybody is saying this thing, so everybody's going along with it. But so then nobody's asking any objective questions like, well, what about this? Or what about this? Like, okay, well, what does this person do? How does that person act? How does that person talk? How does that person, if you are a millionaire already, you're not going to say, I'm going to be one. You'd say, I am. That's not semantics. That's not positive thinking. You're just describing yourself as the person who is. Well, that's what God does. God says, let there be light, and there is. But there is no light until God says, God says first, then there is. There is no is before God says. Nothing happens before you say it. Nothing happens before you decide, because you are the creator. Nothing happens physically in your world until you become conscious of the one being that. So until you become conscious of being that, or if your consciousness is on hold, like 911, then guess what? Nobody's coming. You're going to bleed out where you stand. Whatever emergency you're calling for ain't getting fixed today. It's because you keep putting it on 911. Yeah, hi. Yeah, oh yeah, I'll hold. Remember that? Yeah, you're on hold. I'm going to be in intention. You're going to be, not just the words, your intention. What does it say? Man looks on the outside. God examines the heart, the inside. That's what I say. I'm looking on the inside of I'm looking at really what you mean by what you say. All the fancy words and semantics and the catchphrases and everything else. God is good all the time, every day. I can't tell. I can't tell by the way you act, by the way you talk, by the way you live, by the way you look. I can't tell that there is a God or that you know the cat. I can't tell. I don't know what you're talking. I heard what you said. I heard you. I heard you. But now, I'm also looking at you. You understand? Right. And what you said and you, no. That, so if you call that God, it's identity theft. That you are obviously talking about the wrong thing here. Either it don't know you or you don't know it. Something is happening, because this is not going to work. It's not working. Right? Who do you want to be? Oh, I just can't stop doing this, or oh, I just can't seem to do this. Well, because you don't want to be what you're telling me. It sounds good. You don't see, most people don't want to be what they say. They just don't want to tell you they don't want to be that. They don't want to tell you that they actually like what they are. They actually like what's happening here. They don't actually want to change it. They just want to tell you something so you get off their back. Or because everybody, we need to change. Yeah, we're all going to change. And one person's sitting there like, I kind of like what I am. But okay, let's change. For what? You change. If you got the problem, you change. I'm not changing because you changing. I'm staying the same if the same works for me. But most people don't have the courage to say that. So then they'll say what everybody else is saying. But who do you want to be? Most of us aren't really identifying who we want to be. Because if we are who we want to be, would we do that? Would we be there? Would we be talking like that? Would we be wearing that? Would we be getting to work at this time? Would we be still asleep at this time? Or would we be working on our business at this time? Yes or no? Like, the person who is this thing does these things. The person who isn't doesn't. The person who isn't has a hard time doing it, has a hard time maintaining it, or has a hard time keeping it, or they aren't even happy when they get it. Because it's not who they are. But they haven't made a decision on who they want to be and actually become that thing. They're not doing that. Most of us are not doing that. We are who everybody will accept, who everyone tells us is acceptable. We make money based on when people say we can. Oh, what do they say in business? You don't make money when? When you start up a business, how long does it take to make money? What do they say?
5 years, I think.
2 to 5 years.
2 to 5 years.
2 to 5
Okay,
years.
somewhere in there. Why would you want to do that? So let me get this straight. If you apply this in another context, let's just see how stupid this is. How stupid it is to believe that. Why would you believe that? If you dropped your child off in kindergarten and they said it's going to take them 2 to 5 years to learn how to read, who's going to be like, yeah, sign me up? Second grade, they still can't read, but it's just going to take a little time because that's what it takes. It's like, wait, I mean, we can't get nothing. So I can't make any money. That means I can't read any of these words. I can't make, nothing's happening. 2 years? What are you doing all day up in here? What are you doing? Why is it taking you 2 years to make? Who told you? Why do you believe? What? What kind of business is that? And what are you doing in the meantime for 2 years? You wonder why you mad? You wonder why you're angry? You wonder why you're stressed out? You wonder why your spouse says something to you and you're like, what? And they just said, hey, do you know where the catch up is? You're like, don't curse at me. You're like, catch up? Yeah, you can't even hear straight. You don't know what's happening. Your whole world is which way is up, like an old Richard Pryor movie. It's just the things we accept in one area of life, if you apply that same principle to another, you would say that's insane. But since everybody has accepted this 2 to 5 year thing, it's not insane because everybody's saying it. But do you want to be like everybody? When you go on a job interview, do you tell the employer how much you're like everyone else? I'm the same as everyone. Anybody do that? Hey man, I'm the same. You know that cat that just walked out before me? Yeah, we just alike. We just alike. We the same. We the same. We use the same toothpaste and everything. I asked him, hey man, you got nice teeth. What you use? Colgate? What you use? Crest? Oh no, you use fluoride free. Oh, you got that. Oh, okay, you got that kiss my face. Yeah, okay, I got that. Yeah, I got that. We the same. Same deodorant and everything. No, you get on the interview and you talk about your individuality, your uniqueness, and everything else. But you let somebody tell you that it, like, for everyone else, this is going to work like this, and you're like, yeah, sign me up for the everyone plan. That's what happened. You were telling me. You don't realize it. You don't hear yourself, right? We're not hearing ourselves because we're so busy talking, and we're talking in a vacuum. Everybody you talk to is saying the same thing. It's going to take 2 to 5 years. Yeah, girl, oh, man, it's been 6 months. Girl, you got another 18 months. You know, God will see you through. It's okay. What? Why? God is I am. God is now. So God is waiting to be rich too? Because guess what? When you say I am broke, guess who's broke with you then? God is broke with you. I am is the name of God. So I am is broke with you. Why do you think that sounds? Why do you think that feels? Why do you think broke feels so bad? Because that's not actually correct. God is not actually broke. You broke, but God with you. So now you got to sit there looking at each other. Both hungry and you only got one chip. You gonna split it down the middle? Like what are we doing here? Right? God is now. What are you waiting on? You should be successful now. I am consciousness. Assume your success now. Assume that you are now. What you think you want to be then, make then now. Make there here. What are you waiting on? What are you waiting for? You're going to let some humans who can't control their own health, can't control the economy, can't control the weather, tell you when you're going to let them have control of your finances? Then why don't you just hand them your wallet? Why don't you give them your social security card too? Why don't you just let them into your bank account? You have already. Why don't you make it official? You let them tell you how much money you can make and when you can make it. Why would you ever subscribe or ascribe to that? But it's according to your faith, be it unto you. So guess what you got? You just signed up for a 2-year sentence. You're dumber than an inmate. At least they don't get to pick their sentence. You picked yours. You're just going to be destitute and you're just going to be broke for 2 years at minimum, maybe 5. But you know, you're grinding. As they say, you're out here grinding. You're out here hustling, forward, backward, quick, out hustling the hustle. Out hustling the hustler who's hustling the hustle. You've out hustled that. I mean, what we have mastered inferiority, mediocrity. We've mastered a form of failure that we've numbed and glossed up. You want to put lipstick on a pig? We didn't put lipstick on a cow. We don't even use the lipstick thing. We just spray painted the cow's lips. We just putting lipstick all on a thing that's so big, that's so ridiculous. We shouldn't even be involved in this stuff. God said, let there be light. Was there a 2 to 5 year waiting plan? Can you imagine that? Let there be light. Who's going to tell God 2 to 5 years? You want to be a millionaire. Who can tell you 2 to 5 years? Who can tell you? Who in their right mind can tell you how long that's going to take? And you in your right mind, why would you listen to that? Why would you sign up for that? Because you don't know who you are. You haven't chosen who you wanted to be. So guess what? If you don't know who you are, who you want to be, then who shouldn't you be? Why not? Why not you? Who shouldn't be broke? Why not you? You haven't decided not to be. So that is 6 figures or 1 figure. You ain't decided one or the other. It is a blessing or a curse. You ain't really decided which one it is. So then how come it can't be the one you don't want? It's just as available and viable as the one you do want, but you haven't made a decision. So you don't know that's not for you. You don't know you shouldn't steal. Why not? Why not? Why shouldn't you? You don't know you shouldn't lie. Why not? Why not? Based on what? If you haven't made a decision on who you want to be, why not that? Why shouldn't you complain all the time? Why shouldn't your bills be behind? Why shouldn't you not have enough to eat? Why not? Based on what? Oh, based on human rights. Oh, because that's a good one now. Human rights. Really? Okay, well, let me ask you this question. Let me ask all of you this question if we believe in human rights. Because human rights essentially means do for me what I won't do for myself or can't do for myself. So I'm going to call it a human right. Well, let's ask this question then. How much right do you have to someone else's wallet? How much right do they have to your wallet? Hey, Cisco, you know what? We at the mall and you got you some Jordans and I don't have any money, but you have a lot. You know, it's my right to have Jordans just like you. It's my right to have shoes. So you should open up your wallet and give me what I don't have for myself. No matter what you did to get it, I should just be able to take from you because it's my right. It's my right to have what you have, even though I didn't do what you did to get it. How many of us think that's sane?
Nah.
It's insane. It's ridiculous, right? But you want to be your favorite celebrity. You want to be a millionaire. You want to be all these things, yet the people who are these things do something completely different than you, or they think different than you, but you're unwilling to do that because, well, you understand. Well, I have a condition. Oh, well, I was born over here. Or, oh, well, okay, well, oh, well. Oh, well. Just compliment the person who has what you don't. Because they're going to stay as they are and you're going to stay as you are. Why not be poor? Why not be sick? Based on who you are, who is that? You haven't decided to be anything. So then you're eligible for everything. And most likely it's not going to be the things you want. Because guess what? Weeds don't take nothing to grow. Flowers do though. Weeds will grow through cracks. Weeds will grow through cement. Weeds will grow through anything. Need no water. You're like, how did you even? Weeds grow in the shade. Try to get a rose to grow in the shade. Boy, you be out there like some kind of gardener every day trying to figure out something, shining a flashlight on it. You be doing everything you try to get right for this thing to grow. But a weed will grow in anything. Well, guess what? Poverty will grow through anything. Sickness will grow through anything. Cancer will meet you where you are. You don't have to change it all. Accept me for who I am. Cancer will do it. Poverty will do it. They'll accept you for who you are, boy, and move in. Marry you too. They'll stick with you the whole way till death do you part. Cancer will do it. Poverty will do it. It'll stick with you. Death do you part, boy. It'll be the coldest diamond ring you ever seen. Poverty got a bling to it. Sickness got a bling to it. Calls all kind of attention to itself. Anybody ever rode through the ghetto and not know it was the ghetto? Anybody ever walk through a hospital and not be aware of where they were? No, because guess what? When it's going that way, it becomes obvious real quick. Same thing. It's the same thing. So who do you want to be? You have to make a decision. Who do you want to be? You have to decide that. If you're sane, if you actually want a good life, if you are insane by allowing other people to tell you who you want to be, who you should be, who is acceptable to be, who they're going to accept you as, well, then you might as well just hand over your wallet, your ID, and everything else to whomever you're allowing to tell you that. Because they're in control, you're not. But you just get to live their life in your body. That's all most of us are doing, is living someone's body on our back, on our dime, on our time, and wonder why we go through a whole day exhausted and wake up and feel like, well, what's the point? Yeah, there is no point. There is no point in trying to live somebody else's life. There is no point, but you are, because you don't know who you want to be. You haven't made a decision. You have no idea who that is or what that is, what that is. Who do you want to be? That's why you have a hard time not doing certain things, because why not? You don't know who you want to be. This is not out of bounds. This is not a game. This is not a sport. There's no out of bounds. There's no out of bounds at the park. The grass is the grass. You just keep on rolling around everywhere. Now, when there's a game, they start drawing lines. It's concrete. Put some lines on it, it becomes a basketball court at the park. Oh, it's concrete. Only the lines make it something else. You're alive. That's concrete. Only the lines make you successful. If you just want to be concrete like anything else, then you're just going to be like anything else. So guess what? Everybody's going to walk on you. Everybody's just going to lay on you. There's no line. There's no boundaries. There's not going to be this happens here or it doesn't. Nobody goes on a basketball court and be like, man, let's play a football game. Anybody do that? Nobody does that. It doesn't go here. There's lines here. There's something. This is demarcated for something. You have to demarcate your identity. Who am I? So that I at least know who I'm not. What am I? So at least I know what I'm not. When you think you're anything or you just think you're everything, then anything and everything goes. Well, usually that ain't going to go for you. What is going ain't usually going for you. It's not helping. It's not working. And you keep trying to shine it up. Oh, God is good. I can't tell. Not if I looked at you. That God, I'm not with it then. If that's what you're doing, is there somebody else I can call? Can I speak to the manager? Because who you talking about? I don't really want to. There's somebody else we can call. Because that thing you talking about, I don't want. Why would I want that? You sick all the time, mad all the time, broke all the time, hurt all the time, gossiping all the time, upset. Why do I want? And God is, well, whatever you got, can I get another one? Does it have a brother? Does he have a brother? Does she have a sister? Is there another universe we can call? Is there some kind of intelligence we can tap into? Because whatever you get in, ain't working. Who do you want to be? You. Who do you want to be? Who do you say I am? Yeah, but who do you say I am? Who is your I am? Who is that to you? Who am I? Who am I choosing to be?
You know, Beanie Man voice?
I ain't got time for it today, but otherwise I would. See, right? Who do you want to be? That will determine what you do or don't do, what's in bounds or out of bounds. You have to decide that and it's a decision. It's not an emotion. Who is that? Am I the person who's sick all the time? Am I the person who's broke all the time? Am I the person who's successful all the time? Am I the person who has a wonderful business or a wonderful relationship? Who am I? I want to be this person. I'm now choosing to be this person. I'm choosing for my life to go like this because I am like this. Right? Things go as I am. Things go as I am. These things are being generated off of me. I'm the generator. These things aren't alive without me. Like I said before, 7 o'clock call, you're the generator. You just don't realize it till the power cuts off. You're the power. You just don't realize it until you're sick. Then you're like, oh, I want to feel better. Well, guess what? You better do that. You don't have another body to buy. You don't have to be like, you know what, this body ain't working, this old thing. I'm going to go on and get this new one now. It doesn't work like that. This thing that you have is the only thing you're getting. You better learn how to renew it. You better know how to renew your strength as the eagle. You better learn how to use this thing that you have. But it's going according to you. You are the generator. You are the generator. You are the thing that's making this thing alive. Look, feel, act the way it does. And this is nothing but the physical world, just like your money, just like your anything else, your relationships, your car. This is the same thing as all those things. It's all being governed by you and your experience. You're not governing the world. You're governing your world. You're not responsible for the world. You're responsible for your world. And if you were more responsible, self-able, if you were more self-responsible, self-disciplined, self-aware, then that would come out of you and you would be responsible, aware, disciplined. They would come, everything comes from the in out, from the above below. It all starts with you. You are the socket everything is plugging into to make alive. So according to your wattage or your voltage, some things you might be blowing it out. You don't have that much yet. You're going to have to expand it. You're going to expand what you're aware of being. That's a life thing. We're always growing. We're always expanding. But your desires aren't waiting for you. You're just going to go without them. In the sense of it's there. It's always ready for you, but it's not waiting for you. It's not coming because all of a sudden you are ready, so to speak. It's not so much about that. It's like, look, you only got so much time in this physical body. So if you want to do this thing, I got to at least let you know it's possible. So you have an idea, but you don't know who you are, so, or who you want to be. Therefore, the who can't do it because you don't, there's no who are you? I don't know. I don't know if that's real. I don't know if I can do it. Then you can't. Because whatever you say is true is true. That's why they say, according to your faith, be it unto you. As a man thinketh his heart, so is he. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those that love it will eat the fruit thereof. I don't remember the last time I picked up a Bible. I can't even remember. But all these things now come like this, because now I understand what they meant when they said it, what they mean when they said it. So now it's just like, oh, okay. Now I have a place to put that. All these things, I have a place to put it. Oh, it makes sense. So it comes rushing back. It makes sense. They're not talking about religion in the connotative word that we all use it as. Has anybody ever heard someone say, I work, or heard someone say, or say to someone, oh man, you work out religiously? Anybody ever heard somebody say that?
Yeah.
What do you think that means?
You work out all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
All the time. What do I always say about this way of thinking? It is a lifestyle. All the time. That's one of the definitions of religion. See, most of us know the connotative, what people use. Oh, you're religious. Oh, you're this or that. No, the word religion has several different meanings. The word religare, it's a Latin word. It means it's religare. One of them means to do something. So one of it means an understanding. And understanding, you take a brick and you grind it all the way down to fine powder. The brick is like knowledge or information. You understand something so well, you understand it to a granular state. You understand it to the finest detail. That's one of the words. A second one is a celebration of an awareness, like a birthday party or a wedding. You're having a ceremony to celebrate something you're aware of. That's a religious ceremony. Religious means, one of the words means an awareness that you have a clear crystal understanding of. So a birthday party, a wedding, an anniversary party, those are religious ceremonies. Those are ceremonies that are being conducted in awareness of something. Right? And then the last definition of it is like a lifestyle. It is a lifestyle. It is an awareness of a knowledge that you live daily. That's what the word, that's what the word religare, right? The Latin word for religion means. That's what it means. So it's not the connotative word. It's the denotative word, the full marking, the full complete understanding of what this word actually means, not how people are actually using it. So it means you know something so well that you celebrate it every day by the way you live. Well, you have a lifestyle that you know so well that you're celebrating it every day by the way you live. Well, what do you know so well that you're celebrating that you live like every day? Do you like it? Is it working? Is it good? Are you happy? Are you successful? Are you what you want to be? Most of us, the answer is no. We're what sounds good. Somebody, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm good, blessed, highly favored. And we come up with all of it. Come up with all of it. But it's good that you lied. Because if you told the truth, people wouldn't probably want to be anywhere around you. It's good. Just go ahead and keep some friends. Just keep lying. Keep some friends. Don't tell them it ain't really like that. Don't do it. Right? Because you be out there by yourself. Right? Change it. Who do you want to be? This is a lifestyle. This is a mentality. It's a way of going about every day, every way, everything. The gas station, the grocery store, your kids, your relationships, personal and professional, your health, your money. This is a way of doing something. This is a way of living. This is not a connotative religion. It's not something you have to sign up for. It's not something you have to wear a certain outfit for. It's not something you have to pledge allegiance to. It's not something that you have to have a membership for. It's not something that you have some kind of, that's not what this is. That's what other people have made it. And that's why everybody in there is losing. You got people fighting wars over it. You got people wanting to be titles of this and that and sit up on this stage and you sit down here. And you got people over here talking about they're the head of this and the head of this committee and bake sales and car washes and cookies and car drive. You got people doing all kind of stuff. Just an organization. That's all it is. It's no different than the PTA, Most of it doesn't do anything more for you or better than the PTA. You might as well all join that. Because nobody knows the truth, nobody's telling it, and nobody's listening or applying it. But everybody's in the same spot, so everybody's keeping it moving. But you're not here to be the same. You're not here to be the same. I don't want to see you looking, sounding, feeling the way you did 6 weeks ago, 6 months ago, because you're not listening, because I'm telling you the truth. You're not listening. This ain't about me. This is all about the truth. Forget me. Put me to the side. You're not here to, not that you would anyway, but you're not here to worship me, follow me. You're not here to believe in me. You're not here to do none of that. You are here to get this information and take it and put me to the side. What are the words I heard somebody say? Don't even have to say me. Somebody say. Follow those. Those will set you free and keep you free. So if you hear after for a prolonged period of time and you're not free, it ain't because of me. That's you. This is your fault. It ain't me. This is your fault because I'm giving you that sauce and that smoke every weekend. I am telling you how to either get free or stay free every weekend. This ain't about me. This is about the information. Follow the information. Leave people alone. Follow the information. If they're not giving you the information, stop listening. If they are, put your feelings to the side and start listening. Get your feelings out of the way. Your feelings are your faith. Most of your feelings are your faith when your decision should be your faith. I have decided I am this. I've decided my life goes like this. I've decided. I have not emotionalized that. This is not an emotion. This is not an opinion. This is not a tradition. This is not a custom. This is a decision. I am what? I have decided to now be this, and I am this right now. I don't care what it looks like, sounds like, feels like. It is. This is what I am. There's no one to make that choice but you. There is no other God. I am God and there is no other. I am. Your consciousness, what you're aware of being, is the authority in your life, and there is no other authority. Until you change what you're aware of being, you're under the authority of it, and you're going to keep suffering, most of us, until you change that awareness of being to victory only, victory always. I have the victory in all things. Everything I set my hand to prospers. All the world means me well and treats me kindly and is a link in the chain of my good. Everything and everyone is working for my highest and best good. I can't lose. I don't lose. There is no losing. God does not lose. And when you start to realize that you and God are one, you and that being that you thought was somewhere else in the galactic, universal, galactic galaxy is actually in you as you, you're going to keep losing until you identify that victor with yourself. So that you become victorious and not a victim.
Very simple task. Tell me, can you understand what Xavier Leggett is saying?
Right? So these are the things that we are talking about here. Right? All right. Before I move on, anybody have anything they want to say, ask? I want to pull the bus over, make sure we still all on it. Get the windows open and everything, let some of the smoke and the heat out. Right? Go out there, stretch, go to the bathroom, get you some snacks before we get back on the bus. Anybody have anything they want to say? Yes. Question, yes. Or comment, yes.
Can you talk a little bit more about the decision?
Okay.
I know I've been introduced to the be, do, have, and it seems like you were definitely touching around that concept. And the decision, though, like, can you talk about that specific thing?
Okay. So the decision is, I have a desire. A desire is a thing. Okay. It's an idea. And now I decide that I want this idea to become a part of my experience. Right. So let's just say, okay, you want to be, let's just say you want to be something. Right. Okay. You now decide I am that thing. It means you now assume yourself to be, you see yourself as this. This is what I am now. I have made a decision. God said, let there be light. That was a decision. I'm in darkness. Let there be light. I'm deciding to have light now. Let there be light. And there was light. It was good and very good. So God's idea, You can have an idea, but you can decide not to make that a part of your experience. You can you can go to the store and walk out with nothing. You're only going to walk out with what you choose. What you say, I'm now deciding to bring this with me to become a part of me. So now when let me give you an example of a decision. You walk into the store and you take some chips off the aisle and now you have them in your hand. Somebody comes up to you and takes the chip out of your hand. What do you do? Or say?
You could take it back from them, or you could go back and get another one off the shelf.
Which one? Okay, what do you think most people are gonna do?
Most people probably gonna confront them, be like, "Yo, why you take my chip?"
Okay, there's a key word in there you said.
Confront.
Nope. Replay it back to yourself. There's a key word you said.
Most people.
Nope.
What I say? Take it back.
Okay, nope. Somebody else said it, but in the chat, if you see it.
Mine. Okay. Why you take my chip? Yeah, mine.
How are they your chips?
Because I already have them.
Did you buy them?
Well, I was gonna buy them.
Do you have a receipt?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay, can you walk out the store with them?
Not until I pay.
Okay, but you said I was gonna buy. You said they're in my hand. You gave me so are you giving me excuses or answers? Are you giving me an excuse of why you didn't buy it, or are you giving me the answer or the reason why you're assuming it's yours?
Why I assume it's mine.
Correct. So the assumption is your possession. The assumption that God said, if I say, let there be light, there's going to be. I don't need proof before I say it because I know that whatever I say goes. That's who you are. You're made in the image and likeness. That whatever you assume goes. That's how you make light. You don't make light because you saw it. You don't make light because it's already there. Otherwise, you wouldn't make it. You're saying, I'm the only one to make it. So if I say, I have the idea of light because it's dark, I want something different. Okay, I know that if I decide whatever that is, light, then I have it. You decided that once you decided you got those chips, once you decided and you got those chips, they became yours. You didn't need a receipt. You didn't need proof. You automatically claimed possession when you decided that this is what it was. Those chips are like 6 figures. You decide. And when people say, how can you do that? Well, because it's mine. Well, they're going to say, where's your receipt? Yeah, but I'm on my way to the register. Yeah, it may come tomorrow in 2 days, but there's no doubt about it because I know the process under which I purchased something. So I can call it mine now because I'm just going through the process. I can call it what did he say? I declare the end from the beginning. You're declaring that you said they're mine. You don't have no receipt. You can't walk out with them. Your name ain't on them. This ain't no 3rd grade lunch. Your name ain't on there, right? But you still said they're mine. And you said it naturally. But the only reason you said it naturally is because you've been conditioned to understand what the process of purchasing something is. So it's not that it's right or wrong. It's just a conditioning. What I'm saying to you is that this isn't about right or wrong, even though the way we're doing it is right. It's not about right or wrong. It's a conditioning. We have to renew your mind to understand how this process of purchase in the mind, how God does things. Humans do things. I have an idea. I'm going to get the chips. I'm going to hold in my hand, walk up, I'm going to pay. And after I pay, I can eat them right then. I can eat them when I walk out, but I know the process of possession. God has a process of possession. What do I want? God is consciousness. Consciousness is just thought. That's all you are, is thought. That's all your mind does is thought, is think. That's why we can't stop thinking. Right? We're always thinking. Even when we're asleep, we're thinking. Called dreaming, or called a nightmare. You can call it whatever you want. But because you're God, you never sleep. Your body sleeps, your human mind sleeps, but consciousness does not. Right? So that's why you can have a dream or a nightmare, even if you're not conscious. Because subconscious is still part of consciousness. It's just like an iceberg, 90% of it is under the water. You can't see it. So what I'm saying is that just like you have an idea, okay, I want some chips. I go to the store, I grab the chips, they're now mine. Not when you pay for them, they're mine when you possess them. When you have an idea and you possess it by saying, I now see myself as that, I am that. That is the same thing as you having those chips in your hand. And when God says, I have an idea and I now say, this is me, when you now become that idea, I am this thing, then that's all you have to do. Now the process will work itself out to become a part of your physical world. When you say I am six figure this, I am six figure that. Every time you think of yourself and or your business, that's how you describe it. Just like every time you look at those chips, they're not Doritos one day and Cheetos in the same second. They are what you said they are. And they will taste just like you bought them. That's why you bought that chip. Because you know, Cool Ranch tastes different than nacho cheese, or Cheetos taste different than Doritos. You choose an idea because of the taste, because of what you're going to express, what you're going to be, what's going to happen to you as a result. So your idea, I'm six figure this, cool, I am that. Every time you think of yourself, you say that. Every time you think of your business, you say that. That is the chip you've picked. That is the process of selection. And so now when you say that, whatever I am is, I am. What does it say? All things will be added unto you. Seek first the kingdom. Go to the grocery store first. Seek first the grocery store, right? The kingdom of God and its products. Go to the grocery store and its products, and all these things will be added unto you. You can pick anything in here you want. All these things are yours now because you got here. Right? So you now go into your mind and say, what do I want to be? Six figure. Great. I am now six figure this. I went into the kingdom. Seek first the awareness of being what you want to become. Seek first the awareness of being, because awareness of being creates all things that become. Becoming means what humans call reality. But the reality is the idea. That's why everybody's saying idea, belief. Although the ideas create the physical things, the inventor creates the invention. So when you seek first the awareness of being, the identity of being this thing, whatever you choose, when you decide to be that, if you keep that decision, it will be unto you. That's what all the people in the book are telling you. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have a quick follow-up question. I hope it's quick. So in the beginning, you mentioned about removing the emotion
Yes.
from the decision, especially if you're just starting out.
Yes.
How can I master that? Or how do I, can you describe that a little bit more, like removing the emotion?
You don't have to remove it. And like, think about emotion like seasoning salt or like some kind of condiment. No matter what you put it on, you don't need to have it on there for it to be what it is. Meaning, if you just got a plate out and put ketchup on there, what are you going to do with that?
No.
If you just put seasoning salt on there, what are you going to do with that? Salt, sugar, what are you going to do with any of these condiments without something to put it on? Right? So the thing that you're going to put it on is more important than the condiment. It's more important. Now, what the condiments do is make it even more exciting, even more enticing, even more delicious. But you can eat it without it. My point is, the problem with most of us is we are getting out a plate and we're getting out an idea and we're just emotionalizing it. But we're not actually believing ourselves to be it. So all we have is a condiment. We have a plate full of sugar, a plate full of salt, a plate full of, so now all we do is invest it in the emotion, and then we wonder why we burn out or we get sick. I'm sick and tired. I'm sick of waiting for this. I'm sick of that. Well, because you only have the condiment. You don't actually have the thing you don't have the steak, or you don't have the tea to put the sugar in, or the cereal to put the sugar on. You don't actually have the thing. You don't have the identity of it. And so what I'm saying is most people will throw their emotion out and leave their identity back here. They'll never step into it. So it's like if you had a backpack and you were getting on the bus, just because you throw your backpack on the bus, if you don't get on your backpack moving, but you're still here.
Mm-hmm.
So you are more important than your backpack. Your backpack don't need to take the bus. You do. Does that make sense? Your world doesn't need to change. You do. So how do you do that? By getting a different awareness of yourself, a different concept of yourself, a different idea of yourself. Right? And so what you do is you say, okay, I want to be six figure. Cool. I'm now six figure. Well, what emotions will do is say, well, it goes with ideas. And your idea is, oh, shoot. Well, how am I going to do that? I've never seen that before. I've never done that before. Nobody in my family's that rich, or whatever else it is. And then your emotions get into it. Oh, well, maybe it's going to be hard. And then maybe, well, what happens if, and it just starts running wild. And then what happens is you got the backpack on the bus and you standing out there watching it leave. You haven't stepped into it because your emotion stepped in before you. Because now you're like, well, and it's just everywhere. But if you say, I am this without emotion, I am this, I'm on the bus first. My backpack coming with me. I'm not going with it. It's coming with me. Right? I am saying I'm six figure this. Emotions, whether I like it or not, meaning whether I'm excited about it or not excited about it, it's a decision. I'm making this decision to be this so that my emotions can't trick me out of it. They can make me feel good, but if they don't, so what? It can rain or it can shine, doesn't matter, so what? The economy can be up or down, doesn't matter, so what? My outcome is based on my decision. It's not based on my backpack. It's not based on the bus. It's not based on the weather. It's not based on my moods. It's not based on what she said or what he said. They made me mad. They told me no. I have made a decision, and I will stick with that decision until that decision becomes perfectly physically manifested in my world, until this idea comes into my hand.
That's big.
Got it?
We
Real
skipped
good.
the 6 figures, fiscal year 7 already, and
I'm
8 is
set.
coming.
Yeah. Well, you decide what you are, right? But yes, and if people give you a better idea that you like, take that too, right? But good, because hey, sometimes people can see more in you than you can see in yourself, and sometimes that happens to us. And take it, and then make that a part of you too, the highest and best of yourself, right? Doesn't always have to be your idea. Just make sure whatever idea you accept, you understand you're responsible for it.
Mhm.
All right, all right. Anything else? I'm sorry. For anyone else? Anybody have anything they'd like to say?
I just want to say thank you. Shoot.
Oh, it's my pleasure. No, it's my pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for being here, brother. Yes, sir. Thank you. All right. So part of the title of this class, right, was Sweet Tooth and the Early Investors, right? Sweet Tooth.
Oh,
You
real
know,
quick,
sometimes we have a sweet tooth and we just like, I gotta have something. I just gotta have something. I just cake, cookie, I need some soda. I need something. I just got to have something. I don't care if it's midnight. I don't care if it's right 6 a.m. You're looking at that cake that you have for your birthday and it's 6 a.m. and you're about to go to work. And you're like, oh, that cake was good. I'm gonna take some of this for lunch, right? Then you get in the car and it don't make it to work. You sitting over there, got the foil unwrapped, and you out there biting and driving, right? It just, hey, you got to have it, right? Okay. A lot of times, too often, we in our humanity do the same thing. We have a sweet tooth, meaning we're chasing things. We're chasing things. Who wants to be a millionaire? This is part of my trauma because my mom used to make us watch Oprah all day, whenever it came on, no excuses. Everybody stop breathing, stop blinking, stop. All bodily functions must cease for the next 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after the showing. All bodily functions. If you blinked, it was too loud. Lord helped you if you swallowed or coughed. That might cost you playtime outside. If you dared to get up, you might as well just walk to the police station. If you leave this couch, you might as well walk out the house, right? But who wants to be a millionaire? And you're a winner, and you're a winner, and everybody else, right? Back in the day.
Marcus says, what about the soaps in General Hospital?
Oh man, it was just something, man. It was just, my mom was just like, she was like the Vladimir Putin of the TV. Like, it wasn't nothing coming on, wasn't nothing moving. If she wasn't, she's gone an hour away, but you still trying to think about, should I turn TV on? And you looking around like, she's gone. You know she's gone, but you just, and then you think to yourself, if I turn this on, how long will it take for it to cool down so she may not know? Like it's a car. You're thinking, man, I need time for it to cool down, right? Whole situation, right? But saying that to say, Oprah used to say, who wants to be a millionaire? And who's this and who's that and all the other stuff. Okay. What I'm saying is that a lot of us have a sweet tooth and we're chasing things. We're chasing, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be this or that. Cool. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be those things. The problem is we only want the thing. We don't actually want to be the person who is that thing. We don't want, in order to be a millionaire, you have to be a millionaire. You have to be that. What does that mean? Does that mean you can't have $1 million without being a millionaire? No, it doesn't. But either three things will happen. Either if you are not a millionaire, you either won't get it, you either won't keep it, or you won't enjoy it. One of those three, one or all, will happen because you are not that thing. You're not that thing. Like I said, if I wanted to, having a Tesla, if I wanted to be able to charge at my house, I would have to upgrade the voltage here. Fortunately, there's so many stations around here that I don't need to put one in here. But if I wanted to do that, I would have to upgrade the power to the house. The power has to be able to power that thing, right? If I don't, what's going to stop me from plugging it in? Nothing. What's going to keep it working? Nothing. And then what is it going to do with trying to plug this voltage into that car? Then everything in the house is going to go out. Now the TV won't cut on. I done blew every circuit in the house. Smoke coming out the chimney. There ain't no fireplace on. Just everything just on smoke. Because the power source can't power that thing. See, all of your desires are over here. All of your desires are over here. I am, right? I am, you are over here. These desires, let's just say you want to be a millionaire. Let's just say you want to be healthy. Let's just say you want to have good relationships, right? Let's just say any desire you have, right? These desires come to you not for you to go to it. That's not why that happens. Your desires come to you so that now you say a millionaire, cool. You now attach I am to millionaire. That's why desire comes. A desire comes just like when you take those chips off the shelf, you bring the chips to you. The chips have to come, you bring the chips to you. And you say the chips have to go in your mouth. They have to go down your digestive tract. You make them one with you. Right? The desires come for you to change your concept of self. When you are I am and millionaire is a desire, you can't say I am a millionaire. You can't say that. But your awareness of being wants to have a different expression. God wants to express itself differently. That is you in your body. You want to express yourself differently. I am. You want to become aware of being something else. So then you take something on the outside and you say, okay, I'm going to use this desire, this outside thing to transform myself into saying, I am now a millionaire. I'm going to use this to change my concept of self. Everything is about your concept of self, because your concept of self, I am, and whatever you attach it to is all you ever have. You don't leave this earth with your car. You don't leave this earth with your money. The things are not really what you're seeking. What you're seeking is the relationship with the thing, how that thing makes you feel. It means it is how it restructures your awareness of being. I am a millionaire. That is a different feeling. It's a different awareness than I am a thousandaire, or I am just living check to check. Why do you think people feel so happy when they win the lotto? They have an immediate different, they're like, oh my God, my life has changed, right? And it has to some extent, but it won't remain if you don't. It won't. That's why so many people lose their money. That's why so many athletes go broke when it's over. That's why so many entertainers go broke when it's over. Because you're an entertainer, you're not a millionaire. But because you entertain so well, you may have millionaire money. But if you don't become a millionaire yourself, it will not last. The thing you do has a benefit to it. But if you don't become or remain the doer, the benefit drops. Sooner or later, it'll drop. It'll drop. All of us are alive. All of us are I am. How come some of us are healthy and some of us aren't? Because we have a different concept. Some of us have health. We're holding it like those chips. Some of us have an idea of health, but we're standing there at the aisle looking at the chips like this. We're not one with it. We're looking at it. It does you no good to go to the grocery store and look at the chips. What does that do? Saying you know chips, saying you can look at the chips, it doesn't matter if you're not one with the chips. None of that matters until they become your possession. We are all possessing different things based on who we believe ourselves to be. Who is I am? Who do you say I am? Who are you saying you are? Based on who you're saying that is, then you now have all these different desires that you are going to bring into your world to become one with, to change your concept, your identity. Your identity, who you believe yourself to be, is the first law. That is assumption. I am this. With that assumption, you then operate the second law, what they call the law of attraction. Because of who I am, I'm bringing all the physical things into my world that reflect my consciousness of myself, my awareness of who I believe in myself to be. You don't have any control over what you're attracting, because what you're attracting is based on who you're believing yourself to be. Who you believe yourself to be, you have every control of. The decision you make, okay, the decision you make is yours. That's what you control, is the decision. What my mom used to always say, you can make the choice, but you can't choose the outcome. Your power is in your choice, is in your ability to decide. The outcome is the second pack of muffins, right? What comes with it. You can't separate yourself from the second pack of muffins from Costco. They ain't gonna let you do it. Go to the register, try to do it. If they let you get away with it, let me know. I'm going there, because I only want one pack and they keep trying to make me buy two. Right? The outcome comes with the decision. Choose the decision and the outcome is automatic. It goes with it. Yes, you had something you want to say.
You said the first law is assumption, the second law is attraction.
Yes.
Is it always that order?
Yes.
Is that why you
Yes.
said it like that?
Yes. Because why do you think people use magnets? Because the thing ain't coming. The thing is not alive without you. It doesn't move. You use the magnet to draw it to you. Who you are is drawing all your experiences. What did Jesus say? No man comes to me unless my Father in me calls him. Well, who is my Father in me? God. God is personified as the Father, just like Father Time or Mother Nature. It's not a real male or female. It's just personified as something. So no man, no physical circumstance comes to me unless God, I am in me, calls him. So the I am is in me, calling all the physical things in the world to you based on who is I am. Who am I? That's why you don't draw everything to you. You know how many things you would have or you could get? You know how many diseases there are in the world? You know how many doorknobs you touch without Lysol and wiping it off? Do you know how many things you could get? How come you didn't get it? Well, people will say your immune system, but your immune system you can't see. Okay, so that means something you can't see is controlling what you can see, so-called the expression of your health. Well, what do you think is controlling your immune system? Something else you can't see. Well, what do you think is controlling that? Who do you think is controlling your mind? You. I am is using your mind, and your mind is using your I am is using the mind to express itself. The mind is using your what is it? What did I just say? Your immune system to express its concept of health. And your immune system is using this body to express its concept of what it goes downhill or uphill, so to speak. But it starts from the top. You are always believing yourself to be something. And according to what that is, you are now what they call attracting. It just means all the physical experiences in your world are happening because of what you think you are, because of how you think things go, because of what you think things are. Oh, I got a business, but it's hard. You got a business and it's hard. Oh, I got health. I'm healthy. As long as I take this, I'm healthy every day. Okay, well, as long as you take that, it's according to your faith. It's according to the decision, what you have decided to believe. Because you are I am. I am is the self-described name of God, of the highest level of authority. So whatever God says goes, whatever you say goes. That's why until or unless you make a decision different than what you're experiencing, whether it's good to bad, bad to good, you will not see anything different in your world. Emotion doesn't do that. Decision does that. How many times have we gone to work and didn't feel like it? What did emotion have to do with whether we got to work or not? The decision the decision is what mattered, not the emotion. Now, it's better to go to work in a good mood. You'll probably have a better day, so to speak, but you can go to work in a bad mood. Don't you see people doing it all the time?
Yeah.
But they're still there right next to the person with the good mood, but they're not having the same day, not having the same experience. Doesn't feel the same. But so, yes, you can still have emotion in your day, but make that second. Make your decision first. Find an emotion that will support your decision. Don't try to decide to support your emotion. It doesn't work like that. The parent supports the kid. The kid doesn't support the parent until the kid becomes mature enough where they're an adult too. They're not a kid anymore. They'll always be your child, but they're not a child. So you use a decision and then you find the most appropriate, the best feeling you can get to go with it. Great. But don't try to support an emotional thing. Don't try to make a decision based on your emotion. Anybody ever done that? Oh yeah, I'm a volunteer. Oh, it feels, yeah. 2 weeks later, you can't find them. They won't call you back. Ain't showed up, late, up there with an attitude. Well, I ain't here to do all that. You volunteered. But you volunteered when it felt good. Everybody was happy, slapping high five, and you win, and you win, and you're a winner, and everybody's pumped up. 2 weeks later, boy, everybody's talking about my back hurt. Well, I can't really do this every week. Oh, my knee is not really good. I'm gonna have to miss the next couple weeks. And oh yeah, people out there faking injuries. People out there stepping out in front of cars, getting hit so they don't have to go. People do anything not to show up after a couple weeks, right? They be like, I got that COVID. People are like, hey, who got COVID? Let's have a COVID party, because I can't be volunteering at the church anymore next week. It's just too long. They're up there all day. Like it's a chickenpox party back in the day. They got COVID parties showing up. I mean, just breathing in, walking around almost hyperventilating, breathing in so deep, trying to get every bit of COVID you can get so you don't have to show up to the thing. Come on, man, because you didn't volunteered emotionally instead of realizing you're making a decision. That's why most people can't keep their word, because it's not a decision, it's an emotion. That's why you can't get nothing in your thought life, because it's an emotion, not a decision. You won't stick with it. Soon as I'm a millionaire or I have a successful business, the economy, the news come on the economy, and oh, the economy is bad and people are going to lose their jobs and people aren't buying like they used to. Then you start looking at your business like, well, what does that mean? I don't know. You tell me what it means. You tell me what it means. So we're out here chasing, I'm a millionaire, and we're chasing all these things, not realizing that your desires are good and very good, but they're not designed for you to chase. They're designed for you to choose, so that you become the person who is this thing, not the person who's chasing it, not the person who's trying to be it. You become the person who is it. The desire is to get you to become something you're not currently, to become aware of something you're not currently aware of, okay, that you're not currently aware of. That's what is designed to change. It's not designed for you to choose. It's designed for you to change. Choose it to change yourself. Then once you are that, that will come to you, because that's who you are. All these things will be added unto you. I draw all unto me. That's what they're talking about. Consciousness, your awareness of being draws everything like it physically. Yes.
Stella put in the chat, so like working out, practice like it's a physical exercise.
Yes, because this is a lifestyle. When people say I work out religiously, or somebody says they say you work out consistently. Well, this is, like we talked about the definition of religion, Religare. We talked about all the 3 different definitions of it. This is a lifestyle. This is a mentality. This is something that you learn to do every day in every way with everything all the time. There's no breaks. There is no, well, I don't really need to. There is no, well, not today. There is no, okay, but you're living today. So if you're living today, you're thinking anyway. Thinking is not voluntary. It's involuntary. What you think is voluntary, but that you think is not. So then, according to your decisions, what you're thinking, believing to be true, then that is what's going on in your life. So you can either get in on that ride and win, or you can just get in the car and hope you survive. If you don't take control, somebody got it. If you're not working off your idea, you're working off of somebody's. It wasn't your idea that 2 to 5 years is what it takes for a business. Somebody told you that and you accepted it. And now you're mad, you're struggling for 2 to 5 years. You accepted it. But just because you don't know who you are, therefore you don't know what your power is, therefore you don't understand that what you believe to be true is what's true, not what people tell you, not what other people say. What you accept is true. That becomes true. And guess what? If whatever you say to yourself is true, then guess what you can say to yourself? Anything. So why don't you start saying all the good things? Why don't you let go of all the bad things? I have a successful business now. I'm making this, or I have a successful business now, and my business goes like this, and it's like this for me, and it's wonderful. And why don't you decide now? Whatever you say to yourself is true whenever you say it. So why don't you start saying what you want to be true? Then you start realizing all the things you say that you don't want to be true, that you have committed to memory and pledge allegiance to. And everything else we talked about weeks ago. You start to see how it all comes together. This is just the truth. And that's why I say every week, if you don't change, this is your fault and it's your problem. It ain't because of me. It ain't because I'm not telling you the truth. You are hearing the truth every week. Every week. And if you take this truth, not me, if you take the truth and apply it, you will see it. Coming to hear it every week is not enough. Coming to tell everybody you win here every week is not enough. Saying you memorize it and you took good notes is not enough. If you don't apply it, you'll get nothing from it. You will deceive yourself. You will believe that because you showed up, or because you can tell somebody, or because you told somebody, or because you have great notes and you highlighted and you got some post-it notes, and you got little stickers and smiley faces and all the other stuff, that you're going to get something. You're not. You're deceiving yourself. If you don't apply the information you have to the degree that you can understand it and apply it, you're deceiving yourself. You'll be in the same spot next week. And it won't be because of me, it's because of you. It won't be because I didn't tell you. This is information is for you. This is just the blueprint of the skeleton that you can fill into whatever you want. This information is not for you to be this or not that. It's for you to be anything you choose. This is not about me, it's about you. This information is to lead you back to yourself. It is your diet. It is your mental diet. It is the food that your mind is eating to while it's awakening, while it's remembering who it is, for you to get back up and start feeding yourself. This is what this is. This is what this is. It's nothing else but that. That's all it is. It's not a group. This is not some kind of organization. This is just where we all come together to reason. We all come together to learn and remember who we are and to start acting like it. To play and to practice and then play. Take this information and apply it. And you'll see. You will see, you will see, you will see. You will see that is good and very good. You'll see that whatever you say does actually become. That everything you have been saying actually is. It's always been. Okay. 2 more things. Hopefully I can get through. All right. Can you the early investors, if you ever do anything with the stock market, or if you ever think about it, or if you ever hear people telling stories about these companies that are giants now, and you hear people who were first working there when it first started at the bottom, right? And they're like, oh man, she was the secretary or he was the janitor of Google, and they were giving them stocks, and now their stock is worth 5 million, right? Or whatever else it is. And you think to yourself, oh man, I wish I could have got in when this first started. Has anybody ever thought that to themselves? Right? Like, oh, I wish I was there when this first started. Oh, I wish I was working at Netflix and I had those stock options they were offering everybody, right? We all have been there, right? Doesn't matter what it is, right? We've all been there. Okay. So the early investors, why do we want to be those people?
Because they get the most at the end.
Okay. Who else?
Because you bought low and then you reaping high.
Okay. All this is a court of law. Make sure you're hearing yourselves.
It's a setup.
Oh yeah, this is another one. It's another one. Oh, it's a setup. But it's right. Right? Who else? Anyone else?
Monique says she's gonna mind her business.
Okay. Bought low, sell high. Okay. And then what did you say?
What did I say?
Oh, because they make the most or something like that?
Yeah. You end up making the most because you were bought
Okay.
low and sell.
So who makes the most?
Me.
Who's that?
I am.
No. Who makes the most?
The investor.
The investor. Who makes the least? Who makes less?
One who didn't invest.
Everyone else. Okay. So we all said, man, I wish I was them. I wish I was the investor. I wish I was the one who started this company. I wish I was the one who did all these things, right? Okay. So who wouldn't want to be a part of that opportunity? Do you realize what opportunity I'm offering you every Saturday? Do you realize what opportunity I'm offering you every Saturday? Not the opportunity to buy nothing, not the opportunity to join something, not the opportunity to do you realize what I'm offering you every Saturday? What do you think
ourselves?
What okay, I'm sorry. What do you go ahead? What am I offering you every Saturday? Go ahead.
To invest in ourselves,
Okay. What does that mean?
to believe, to have the faith, to go out and do great.
Okay. So we talked about it earlier. I'm not sure if you were here when we talked about that. Believe, have the faith. What does that mean?
To decide.
Where is okay? And then is that what you were going to say? Is that what you were going to say? To decide?
Oh, that's what Cisco said. But yeah, to decide, to make the decision.
Is that what you were going to say?
No, I wasn't saying.
See the difference? See the difference? Everybody uses belief and faith like it's some kind of thing, but not realizing it's a decision.
Mm-hmm.
Faith is a decision. It's not emotional. It is, I've decided I'm this, not because the weather's good, not because my friends say, not because my parents are alive, not because they believe in me, not because they were good people, not because because I've decided. God said, let there be light. God didn't ask for your opinion, my opinion, if we're going to just put it out in a different context. There was no, let there be light. Hey, y'all, I'm thinking about turning the light on. Is anybody mind? Hey, I'm thinking about turning the light on. Do you think we can get a donation drive going? You think we can get a car wash or some kind of bake sale going? You haven't even made cars. Well, hold on. Okay, well, hold on. Light, hold on. Let me go and make these cars real quick. You know what? And then I'm over here, but I'm hustling. I'm grinding. Hold on. I'm doing 3 things. I'm multitasking. Hold on, son. I'm going to go on and make some cars. Then I'm going to make a car wash. Oh, yeah. You got to make some soap. Then I'm going to make some soap. So I'm doing all these things to get the one thing I want. That's what all of us are doing. You're chasing all these things to get the one thing you want because you just won't get to the point. You won't realize, you'd be like, aren't you God? Can't you just make the sun what you need us for? What are you? Because if you just want us, let me know. Because I've been talking to you and you know my personal business and you better not have told nobody. You start thinking, if you just like me, then what's the point? Right? No, it's a decision. It's not belief. It's not faith. It's a decision. A kid you tell them 2 + 2 is 4. They don't have no belief in that. They don't have any faith in that. They just say, oh, okay, you keep telling me, you keep saying this is it. Well, I'm going to believe not necessarily it because I don't really know what it is yet, really. But I'm going to believe you because you told me. And I love you enough or I respect you enough to believe you. So then when I get the test, when life comes, I'm going to put 4. If I put 4, not what I believe because of my experience or not what I know because of my experience, but just because I believed in you and you told me the truth and I put 4 down, if that goes on the test, wouldn't that be correct? Wouldn't you get the answer right? Wouldn't you be okay? So then you don't need your emotion. You don't need your opinion. You don't need all this other stuff that you think you need. Everything that you think you need is just messing it all up. It's getting all in the way of the point. You're doing car washes now, making soap, you're making cars. And the thing that you did all this for, you could just say, let there be. You could just say, let there be. You're made in the image and likeness. You have the same ability to say, let there be, without going through all these other things that you're putting in the way. I am offering you every week, I am offering you the opportunity to understand who you are and to act like it. To say that your imagination creates reality. The idea you have that you decide to act on is the physical experience and expression you're having, period. The one you decided to act on. The idea doesn't even have to be your own. It could be a business takes 2 to 5 years. That was an idea. You accepted it. Your business, that you decided that, now it's 2 to 5 years and you mad. Now you praying to God to get your business together. But you accepted 2 to 5 years. That was you who did that. That was you who did that. I am offering you every week to be an investor. The investor in your own life from the beginning to buy low. All you got to do is decide I am this and sell high, live good. You can be that. You can be whatever you decide. I said decide. I'm telling you decide, not believe, not all. How you can't believe anything that you don't even understand yet. A kid doesn't believe that, but a kid believes you. You don't have to believe that. Believe you. Believe in you. Believe in you. I said I am 6-figure this. That's what it is. Period. I don't care whether you like it. I don't care whether I like it all the time. I don't care whether I can see it every moment of every day. I don't care. I'm not changing my mind. This is what I am. According to your decision, be it unto you. According to what you will stand on and stick with no matter what. Not because it looks like it, feels like it, sounds like it, but because you said it. This is what you want. This is what you said you wanted to be. Then what you running from? What you running for? Why would you abandon ship? It's your ship. This is what you built. This is what you decided. I'm offering you the opportunity to use your imagination, to decide to get any idea that comes to you and say, do I want to be that or not? If it's so, then I now say, I attach myself to that. I am that. I am the person who has that, who is that, who does that. And that's it. Everything else will work according to that. Everything will be drawn unto me. Everything will be drawn unto me. Every physical expression of my identity is always coming to me. When you're sick, who has to go looking for a cough? Anybody buying a cough on Amazon? Hey, let me get that 2-pack of a headache and a sore throat because I need to make sure I can get off of work for 3 days. Anybody about now? Amazon may be selling it pretty soon, but I don't, at least they're not selling it right now. Anybody? You don't, and when you are something, you never have to look for the symptom. The symptom lets you know what you are. When you are a millionaire, when you say, I am six figure, and you say it long enough and you stick with it, and you just said, I'm not saying it long enough and sticking with it because it's emotional. It's because it's the decision I made. And because it's a decision, I didn't emotionalize it. And because I didn't emotionalize it, I'm not looking for all the things that would. Weather, the economy, my friends, people's opinions, my back hurts. My wife said I can't make it, or my kids say you ain't like, whatever, anything that would emotionally throw us off. We're like, nah. It doesn't matter. I didn't make this decision emotionally. So emotions, I may have them. That's what I meant when I said put them aside. Sometimes your emotions ain't in your favor. Sometimes you are saying, I'm a six-figure business owner and no one bought nothing from you today. Not a thing. How you think you're going to feel? What's your emotion going to be having a party? Your emotion going to be like, oh, shoot. What is this? Oh, man, these guys said, oh, shoot. Oh, my kids got to eat. And now you're off and running. Now you're going down the rabbit hole. Now you're getting ready to do what? Change your mind. You're getting ready to change your decision because your emotions done swole up like the Incredible Hulk. And now you feel like an ant. And you're looking up at the Incredible Hulk. And what does it say? We are grasshoppers in their sight, and they're giants in the land. Your self-description changes. You let the world change you instead of you changing it. How can the world change you and you made the world? How did the world become more powerful than you? How did that happen? When did you start letting the thing you make talk back to you? How's that work? When it needs you, you don't need it. You were it before you made it. Anything you could want needs you. You don't need it. I didn't say you don't want it. I said you don't need it. That's not emotional. That's a fact. What does it mean? It means in order for that to exist, you had to exist before it because you made it. So then you don't need it to be you. You're just using it to have an experience that you want to have. You don't need it. Because if you did, you wouldn't be what you are without it. And you wouldn't have been what you are before it. You are bigger than it. Any desire you could have, any decision you could make is reliant upon you. It's coming to you to be in existence or to become alive because it needs you. You don't need it. Your business needs you. Who woke up and just had a business? Who did that? Who woke up? You go to sleep. You went to sleep last night and you woke up and you have a business. Who did that? Anybody? Anyone? Bueller? Has anyone showed up to class today? Anyone? Did anybody wake up with a business that they didn't go to sleep with last night? Anyone? No. But we're mighty men of valor. We are all the things we tell ourselves. It didn't happen because it doesn't happen. Because anything you could want has been created by you already. And now it is coming back to you to be made alive in your world. Any desire you have is like something you put on a grocery list. You wrote it down before you went to the store so that when you went to the store, you could look at your list and say, this is what I wanted before I got here. I wanted to remember. Your desires are the things you wrote on the grocery list before you came into this body. And now your desires are coming back and say, this is what I wanted to do when I got here. Anybody look down the aisle at those chips and be like, I wonder how that happened. Fool, you made it. Somebody made it. What are we talking about here? They didn't just show up, right? You are bigger than any desire you have. You're bigger than any decision you can make. You are the decider. Why do you think you have to make a decision? It's coming to you because you're the authority. The principal is calling you about your kid and their behavior because you're the authority. The nurse is calling you about your child not feeling well because you're the authority. The bill is coming in your name to be paid because you're the authority. These are not inherently bad things. They may be situations you don't feel comfortable with, but the principle is that the things that are coming to you in your life are because you are the authority. And you're the authority to keep it or eliminate it or modify it to whatever is pleasing to you because you are the authority. I am offering you every week the understanding, the knowledge, the information, the understanding for you to realize that you are the authority. Everything that's coming into your life is because you're the authority and only you can deal with it. And dealing with it is not in the physical sense. I'm talking about if you have something that comes into your world that you don't like, the first thing you do is say, what do I like? What do I want instead? My kid is always the principal called me. My kid was acting a fool at school today. Let's just say, okay, cool. So now, all right. So I handle it. I deal with it. I pick him up. We have a conversation. I didn't like that. What do I want? What do I want? Okay, I know what I want. I want my kid to be a great student and a positive effect in the environment. I'm now the person. I'm now the parent. I'm the person whose kid is a great influence at school, a great student and a great influence. My child is a great student and a great influence. My child is a great student and a great influence. I've now used a situation to now change me into the person that I want to be. I want to have this experience. So I'm going to change myself to become the person who has it. So I have now taken this desire and brought it over to here, to the I am side. I am now the person whose child is a great student and a great person in the environment. Great student, great impact. Great student, great influence. I'm now the person who has that. I'm aware of being that. Whatever I'm aware of being, I become, or it becomes. Whatever I'm aware of being, I become. Whatever I'm aware of having, I have. Whatever I'm aware of doing, I do. But I'm always aware of before I experience, before I become, before the physical, there's always the idea. So I'm always changing my concept of self in order to change my experience. My experience changes, my expression changes. Cold is an experience that expresses. Wealth is an experience that expresses. The experience is wealth. What is the expression?
Money.
The experience is wealth. What is the expression?
Whatever wealth means.
What is the expression?
I am.
What?
I am wealthy.
Wealthy.
Ah.
Wealthy is the expression of wealth. How can you see somebody has wealth? How would you know somebody has wealth? How would you know?
You have to talk to them.
How would you know? How do you know?
Don't put by their things.
Okay, what are things?
I would say
Go ahead.
Expressions of wealth.
Expressions. What do you think? When you have a fever, that is an expression of a possible what? It's an expression of an experience. So people, when they say, if I've coughed 4 or 5 times and I'm around somebody, they're likely to think what?
Getting sick.
That I'm getting sick. I am. You are. You are is second person to me, but you are to you is I am. You are sick. I am sick. They think you are because of your expression. You can always tell what somebody is by what they express. Because the expression, but you can't have an expression without first having the what?
The thought.
Which is the what?
The desire.
Which is the desire, which is the what?
The decision.
When you go to the Super Bowl, they call it what? The Super Bowl
Experience.
Ah.
See, they understand. They understand the people that see. You don't even know how to use the people you're listening to properly. You don't even know. They're telling you that they understand thinking. They're there to create an experience. It will automatically express itself. You are the expressions of their experience. Who went to the Super Bowl and chose it? And chose where it was, what it was, who was playing. Who got to do that? Anybody? But you walked into an experience. Well, whose experience was it? It was someone else's. So then who are you in the equation then? The expression of it. You get what they gave you. So whatever the performers are, you listening to. Whatever booths they set up, you going to. All you're doing is reacting to the action. So anything in your mind, any expression is first, the only reason it can express is because there's an experience. The only reason there's an outcome is because there's an income. The only reason there's an action is because there's a thought or an idea. So the thoughts, the ideas, this always comes before that, just like math. You have to understand the numbers, but then also the order. It's just like math. It doesn't matter if you have all the right numbers together. If you don't have the right order, you're not going to get the answer correctly. Even if you have the right numbers, you have to then put them in order. Every weekend, I am offering you to get in low and sell high. I am offering you to invest in your physical expression by understanding how to create your own experience. That's what I'm offering you every week. This is Google on the first week. This is Amazon when they're up there in a cubicle talking about they're going to sell some books. Now you got to decide whether you want to believe in this company or not. Whether you want to believe in your own ability to create your life by the thoughts you keep telling yourself. The ones you keep thinking over and over, understanding that's the investment you're making, that you are getting in low and you're always going to sell high. All the ideas are easy to think, but the outcomes are real. Oh, it's flu season. Oh, that's buying low. But don't you pay for it? When you got a flu now and you cough and your throat hurt and you can't go nowhere and you're going to pay for that. It's easy to get in at the bottom. It's easy to get in at the bottom, right? But the smart people get in at the bottom. They're just aware. They're like, you know what? If I do this now, that's why the investors make all the money. The employees make less than the investors. They haven't run the risk. They haven't done the due diligence. They don't have anything in their name. They haven't put up any capital. So they're going to get less. So if you're not willing to invest in your own mind and the way you think and choosing the thoughts you think and realizing that whatever you're telling yourself to be true is true, if you're not willing to invest in that and understand how that works and to start making it work for you, you are going to get less or nothing. You're going to be an employee or unemployed. That's what all this is about. I'm giving you the opportunity every single week to invest in yourself, to realize that you are the creator of your world. That what you're imagining, what the ideas that you're entertaining and consenting to are making your what you call physical world. I'm giving you the opportunity to do that. It's up to you if you take that on. Now you can say, oh, I don't believe in the company. I don't believe in this concept or this company, right? Analogously, right? I don't believe in it. Okay. Well, now you want to buy some Amazon stock now? Who want to buy Google stock now? Who want to, for one share, you could have had, you know how much you could have had on the first day with that same money? And do you know how much that stock will be worth? Do you know what your life can be worth? Do you know what you can really be? I'm offering you every week to get in. And you walking around, I'm going to think about it. Well, I'm going to ask my friend. Well, you know, I got to stop. My cousin's a stockbroker. You know, I'm going to see him, but he's out of town for a couple of weeks. So I'm going to wait till he get back. Cool. Well, by the time you come back, now that $1 stock is $27. Now you gotta use that money to get over a cold or to get over unemployment. You've waited to invest in your thinking. And so all you're going to do is keep costing yourself more to get it back. I'm offering you every week to get in on you. To say that whatever I tell myself is true, whatever I keep telling myself is going to become true. What am I telling myself? That I'm something now, that I may be later, that no one likes me, that, oh, I can never get ahead, or that everything is easy for me, that everyone means me well and treats me kindly, that if I want a job, I can get a job easy. That if I want a new car, I can get whatever car I want. It's easy for me. Everything is easy for me. I'm always healthy. Whatever you consistently tell yourself to be true is true. That is a law. That's not emotion. That's what I mean by put it aside. Stop emotionalizing the math. Stop emotionalizing the order of operations. Stop emotionalizing the law of gravity. No person has jumped off the roof and went up. It ain't happening. Don't emotionalize that. Right? Kids emotionalize it. Ignorance emotionalize it. They're the one that saw Superman decide to put a towel on the back of their neck and jump off the roof. Their emotions ran wild because they don't have knowledge. And you got to pull them off the thing and be like, no, man, I know Superman looks really cool. I know that. I know that. But this is not going to really, yeah. That's what I mean by set your emotions to the side. That's what you did when you pulled that little young person off the roof from jumping off. You understood the emotion, but you realized, but we can't lead with that. We can't lead with, they can't just jump off the roof. Can't just volunteer for the car wash every week. You got to actually realize you're making a decision. I'm offering you every week to get in on the ground floor of your life, to invest in yourself and watch, as Jamie Foxx said back in the day, watch yourself voluptuate. Watch yourself blow up, right? Watch yourself go up. There is no better investor than you and nothing better to invest in than yourself. All right. Questions, comments. I've stopped running my mouth, so catch me while it's still happening.
Yeah, I got
Yes.
a comment. So like I just would kind of like shed light on my experience. So like implementing this information, right? We I've been here for a little while. So what I found with implementing this information is that I've found myself emotionally fatigued after practicing doing affirmations or incantations or in between the two, or affirmations. So that led me, to be honest with you, to like fall off with being disciplined with the practice. Because I just found like, okay, I said it, and then I would be found myself emotionally fatigued. I was like, man, maybe I should have just went and go exercise because I would have felt better. But after being in this session, I realized what I was doing. I realized that I was putting too much emphasis on the emotion, and that would leave me to be exhausted afterwards. And then coming back and then finding the energy to create that same emotion, I'm like, nah, I can't. This is you know what I mean? But now it's an easier process because it's just a decision. It's a law. So just say, you don't have to have emotion in it every day, maybe some days, but you know, you're only human. You can't, you know? So I have a lot more clarity from being in this session, and I want to thank you for that.
Yes, sir. And so I was having this conversation with my mom yesterday. And so we all go through these things, right? It's almost like all of us have learned how to ride a bike, and we could all tell a story of how we failed once, right? That's just a part of learning how to ride a bike. That's why so all of these experiences that we're having, we've either all had them or we're going to have them to a certain degree, because that's part of the experience, right? So we all end up talking about the same things. We all end up saying, oh, that happened to you too? Yes, you're not crazy. We've all failed. We've all read, I don't care if you had little stringers on your bike or a little basket in the front. I don't care if you had how you decorated the bike. We've all got on there when we're learning and fell off. It didn't matter whether you're black, white, man, woman, you got streamers, little bicycle, little bell, doesn't matter. I was talking to my mom about this conversation, and we were kind of literally talking about the same thing. And what the end of the conversation was this. Think of what you're saying to yourself anytime you start talking to yourself, right? Maybe in the shower, you just talk to yourself and you're saying, you know what, I'm thinking anyway. So if I'm thinking, let me just make sure I'm thinking the right thing. So you may just say, you know what, I'm happy and healthy. I'm happy and healthy. You're putting soap on yourself. I'm happy and healthy. You get out the shower, you keep it moving. Well, what you basically did was you just put a deposit down. You put some money in your account, so that when you go out into the world and you get ready to buy something, when you go out in the world and you start living, you have these things within you. Out of the abundance of the heart, your mouth speaks. As you have conditioned yourself to believe you are a certain thing, when you go out in the world, when something happens to you, out of the abundance of the heart, your mouth will speak. So whatever's in there is going to come out. And when you have just made little deposits on yourself by talking to yourself here and there throughout the day, you don't have to be sitting there in some chant for 10 minutes. You don't have to stop your life. You could be doing it while you're driving, this or that. It doesn't have to be hours at a time. It could be 2 minutes. It could be 1 minute, but you're putting little deposits on yourself and into yourself. And so that when you go out in the world, you have something to draw from. You have something to pull from. But then you'll also realize that during the world, you're busy during the day. So you're pulling from that. But then if you feel like, you know what, something is really kind of beating against my head, then you can say, oh, okay, this thing is a little bit, like we used to have some neighbors, right? They used to play loud music when I was little, right? And they lived across the street from us. So sometimes my mom would let it ride. It'd be like, it's Friday, let it ride. It's all good. The noise didn't bother. Sometimes she'd call the police on them, right? And then go out there 5 minutes later and say, what happened? But that's what she was. I just shady hate back in the day, right? Sometimes you can let the thought go, but sometimes it's just getting a little too out of control. So then what you do in that moment is you bring yourself back to the truth. No, I am this. No, I am this thing. I have a successful business. And the thought is you just kind of feel like that noise of no, you're not, no, you're not. Sometimes you can be like, oh man, it don't matter. And sometimes you're like, no, I got to address it because this is kind of getting a little too loud for me. I got to call the police. No, I have a successful business. I am this person who has a successful business. My business is successful. It's easy. You remind yourself of who you are, because remember, it's not an emotion. It's just a decision. You're just reminding yourself of the decision. You're just reminding yourself of who you decided to be in that moment. And then once the noise quiet down, you keep it moving. Right? It's not something you have to be doing all day, saying all day. And to your point, we've all made the mistake as along this journey of emotionalizing it. That's what I was telling when I was telling Cisco to put your emotions to the side, because sometimes it's the same thing. We grew up in church. Everybody's excited and everybody's still broke. Everybody's donated to this and donated that. Everybody's still broke. We got more car washes, bake sales, cookie drives. We got more, and we still broke. Everybody's still in there, still driving the same cars still smoking, still got jumping it after the church. It's like, well, what? I thought we were supposed to be moving on up. It seems like we're either moving backward or down, right? Because we're taking emotion as information, and it's not; those two are not the same. Oh, you have to operate on information or knowledge, right? So yes, it is just a decision you made, and sometimes you just kind of sometimes throughout the day you just talk about your decision and you're happy about it, and then sometimes you just remind yourself that you have a decision and that you made a decision, and then you keep it moving. Some days you wake up with a headache, but you made a decision to be employed. So you go to work with a headache. You still move forward with it, but then you may take a Tylenol. You may say something to yourself that relieves that thought, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, you keep it moving. Take one Tylenol, keep it moving, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So I shared this yesterday with the weekday family, so I'm gonna share it again. I've been saying since joining you and Vero during the week, life is complimentary. And I've been in other groups and I've been condemned for thinking that I should get something without doing a thing. And I've always been in a state of confusion, which is why I never got any results, right? So here I am in the mental academy or mentality club, and it's plain as day that I can have whatever I desire because I am. And so I choose to live a complementary lifestyle. And since I've come to that understanding, everything is falling into place for me. I have a cousin that I was getting ready to hire somebody to do my spring cleaning. And then my cousin, who I haven't spoke to in almost 2 years, said, hey, how you doing? You know anybody that need their house clean? I'm like, yeah. How much do you charge? And she said, don't worry about it. And I said, oh, life is complimentary for me. I had another friend call me like, hey, come to brunch. Okay, I'm on my way. Where you want to meet? Don't worry, come meet me. Don't worry about it. I got the bill. Oh, okay. Life is complimentary for me. Somebody, a coworker of my husband said, hey, y'all want to fly to wherever you want to fly to? I have a friend who has buddy passes. You can go wherever you want to go. Oh, life is complimentary for me. So it's coming because I am now in alignment with who I know myself to be. I am. Thank y'all so much. I can't get enough of this. Thank
It's
you.
wonderful. I can't either. That's why I'm up here yelling, screaming, and every week and losing 5 pounds per show. I can't either. I can't either. It's wonderful. Oh, taste and see that the Lord, it is good. Blessed is the man that trusts in its word. Praise the Lord. Praise the law. Praise your awareness of being, from whom all blessings flow. All your blessings flow from your awareness of being. Oh, taste and see that whatever you can become aware of being, that blessing will flow. It will flow to you, boy, like milk and honey. It'll be like a faucet you can't cut off. And you'll be sitting there thinking like, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Oh, taste and see. That's what I mean is apply it. Taste and see. You can't say something's no good and you ain't tasted it. Can't say something doesn't work and you ain't done it. Oh, taste and see that the Lord, the law of mind, it is good. whatever you believe yourself to be, it is good and very good. It's true. Blessed. It means to come into agreement with whatever you're saying is what happens. Praise the Lord. Praise the law from whom all blessings flow. For I am is the law, is the Lord from whom all your blessings are flowing from. Whether you call them blessings or cursings, it's coming from your awareness of being. And all your blessings, all your good comes from that if you choose that. If you turn on the hot, the cold don't come on, just the hot, right? The curse don't happen, just the blessing. Whatever you choose, according to your decision, be it unto you. Nothing is involuntary. Things don't just happen. What you say happens, but you don't realize it's happening because you're saying it, not just verbally, but what you're believing yourself to be, what you think's happening to you, how you think things happen to you. Oh, I can never get ahead. People don't like me. I can never get this job. Oh, it's going to take 2 to 5 years, but I'm just going to do it, girl. Okay. Right. Stuff like that. So absolutely good for you. Yes, sir.
I just want to say excellent job, Coach Lucky. It's my first time being on the call.
Thank you,
I'm
sir.
blown away. Definitely outstanding. I will be back for sure.
Wonderful. That's it. Right. Good for you. That's wonderful. I'm glad. Welcome and glad to have you, as I'm glad to have you all. Thank you for letting me get my sweat on up here. Thank you all. All right. Well, hey, it's 9:05. It's a wonderful Saturday. I'll let you all go and get to it. Have a wonderful day. We have practice. Go out and play. Taste it.
Were you gonna give homework for the club?
Oh,
today?
yes. Gosh, stop talking because I was going to say that next. Thank you for the reminder. So this homework is for everybody. It's for the Saturday class and the weekday, right? The weekday club. We talked about, who do you want to be? I want you to describe who you want to be. Like, who do you want to be? Not what people tell you should be, not what's acceptable, not 2 to 5 years, not money doesn't grow on trees, not just be grateful. Who do you want to be? I am, because we kind of did something similar to this before, but I want you to, I'm not the things. Who do you want to be? Like, who do you want to say you are? How do you want to say your life is going for you? How much money do you want to make? I don't mean the things. I'm talking about you're using the things to define who you want to be. Like, I want to be this person. This is what I want to be aware of being. This is how I want to define myself, describe myself, feel about myself, this is what I want to be. This is what I want to do. Like when a builder has a blueprint, they're saying, I want the house to look like this. That's not emotional so much. They may be emotional about it, they may be excited about it, but the blueprint isn't emotional. It's just objective. So that somebody who isn't emotional about it, just their job comes to build it. Your subconscious is not emotional. It just comes to build it. Your consciousness, the person who decided, it can be emotional, but your subconscious isn't. So you have to make sure that in your emotions, you don't give it the wrong thing, right? You decide, this is who I want to be. I want to be this person. I want my life to go like this. I want to be like this. I want to feel like this. This is who I want to be. Who do you want to be? I want you to describe and define yourself, the self of you. Who is that? Who do you want to be? Then you'll know who you don't want to be. Then you'll know when I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't drink that. I shouldn't drink this or eat that. Because that's not who I want to be. I don't care who you want to be, but I want you to be clear and care about what that is. That is the homework for today. So for those of you, Saturday, we'll any volunteers, I'll ask you next Saturday and you can tell me. For those of you in the weekday club, I'll be talking to you on Monday. So don't come to me talking about you were driving. Don't come to me talking about the moon was yellow and you didn't see the light of the day. I have homework, because I will give you an F and you will be on timeout. There will be no recess. There will be none of that other stuff either. Okay? Thank you. I will see you on Monday. And all of you, as always, thank you for coming. Yes.
Describe qualities.
No, describe who you want to be. Just like, who do you want to be? I am the person who does, I am this. So I automatically know I'm not that. Like, I play basketball. I don't play football. I took one hit in middle school and that was it. I just said, these people are crazy. It's only going to get worse. And so they're only going to get bigger and crazier. So no, I'm good. I'm gonna go with basketball where I can act tough, but nobody really want to fight because if you break your hand, you can't play. So you can act tough. The referee's gonna break it up. Nobody really out there want to do that. That's the sport for me. I can talk crazy, but not really be crazy. That football, they're actually crazy. So I'm not gonna do that. You got to know who you are. See, I saved myself because I know who I am. At that age, I was enlightened. You see, I took that one hit and immediately became enlightened. I turned into Jesus, Buddha, Gandhi. I turned into everybody. One hit, I saw the light. I said, that's it. These people are crazy. That's it. Here's my helmet. Take my pads. I can't possibly play bomb. I don't know where my stuff. I can't play. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was it. I was so happy to hand out snacks. Boy, I was the happiest cheerleading you could get. That one hit said, I see the light. No, thank you. So yes, it is. I know I'm this, so I'm not that. I know I'm this, so I don't go there. I know I'm this, so I don't eat that. I know I'm this, so I don't wear that. I am so clear on who I want to be, on who I'm deciding to be, that it automatically eliminates these things for me. They're clear as day now. That's what I mean by who do you want to be? Who I want to be doesn't complain. Who I want to be doesn't get sick. Who I want to be doesn't, because of who I want to be, I am, and because of who I want to be, I'm not, or I don't, or I ain't, or I won't, or I will not. I'm clear about who I am, so I'm very clear about who I'm not. So then I don't have a hard time not being those things because they're not me. I'm not fighting them. A lot of times we're fighting things that we don't want to do. We still do them anyway because that's who we are. And we haven't decided who we want to be, so it's not, so we just who we aren't instead of who we want to be, right? So, all right. I'll let you go. Thank you all. I love, respect, appreciate you all. Thank you all for coming. It's always good to see you. You've practiced. Now go out and play. Apply it, and you'll see it work. You'll be the next one here talking about guess what, right? And that's what I love to hear, right? All the time, right? Great news and testimonials. It's wonderful. All right. Have a good one. See you all next week or Monday. Have a good one.
Thank you. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Great weekend, family.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you all later.
See you all later. Thank you.